Damn, Teslacam, I hope you're satisfied.
Banny was driving Jules's Tesla Model X to a Detroit car show in poor weather conditions when disaster struck. He was keeping with the flow of traffic when the Tesla suddenly lost control and spun out. Disaster followed soon after in the form of 3 huge semi-trucks. Incredibly, the first trucker missed him by aiming for the guardrail, but the second truck struck the Tesla, deploying the side curtain airbags. Thankfully, nobody was injured. Police were called, and after they arrived and collected statements from witnesses, Banny was found responsible for the collision. When Jules filed an insurance claim, his insurance provider disagreed with the police after seeing this video, declaring that Banny was blameless in the situation. Instead, they determined that the trucker who'd rear-ended him was at fault, and this kicked off a lengthy battle between the involved parties. Eventually, Jules's insurance provider agreed to pay for repairs, but when the bill climbed over $20,000 US, they chose to total the Model X rather than repair it. This anonymous submitter was having difficulty using the media controls on his Tesla's screen. Of course, while he was paying attention to adjusting his music, he wasn't paying attention to the road as he started veering toward the shoulder. When he noticed what was happening, he tried to straighten out, but he overcorrected and lost control before sliding into a ditch. Sadly, he was headed straight toward a partially fallen tree, which led to a very destructive collision. Multiple airbags were deployed after his Tesla smashed into the tree. The car automatically called 911 after saving the Teslacam video. It took 30 minutes for a sheriff's deputy to arrive, and since it was cold outside, he let our submitter wait in the back of his patrol vehicle while the Tesla was towed away. Our submitter told us the car's low-voltage battery was totally drained after about 20 minutes without main battery power, in spite of the car's attempts to turn off non-critical systems. He made sure to open the glove box to get his USB drive before the battery fully died. He also retrieved his EDR report from Tesla, which shows that he was traveling at about 30 miles per hour at the time of the impact. At first, he wasn't concerned about the damage, but that's only because he couldn't get a good look at it. Once he and his insurance provider were able to assess the damage, it became clear that the Tesla was totaled. His initial repair quote was for $29,000, so his insurance provider decided to offer him a check for $42,500 instead. Before we roll the next video, we need to thank this submitter for faithfully supporting us on Patreon for over a year. We appreciate all our patrons. To see the perks he gets in return, head to patreon.com/Wham Baam. Johnson and his brother Nico had just left an indoor shooting range and were on their way home when Johnson activated full self-driving as they merged onto a highway. Suddenly, a pickup truck nearly sideswiped them from behind. As the pickup kept invading his lane, Johnson realized something was off with the driver and took over from FSD. The insane driver effectively pushed them into the exit lane, but Johnson pulled back onto the highway at the last second. The challenged pickup driver then tried to roll coal on him, which we were pretty sure had died out by now. Johnson told us that after watching our videos for a long time, the first car he ever bought was his Tesla Model 3. Thanks, Johnson. Jeremy was driving his Cybertruck down a highway in Springfield, Ohio, and minding his own business when he suddenly noticed a van in his rearview mirror. Jeremy assured us he had no prior contact with the van driver, and he was clearly not blocking traffic as he drove down the travel lane. The van driver passed Jeremy on the right and started flipping him off. Jeremy told us he also had his 2 children in the pickup truck with him. Traffic in the travel lane started to slow down, so Jeremy merged into the passing lane, but then the van driver started blocking Jeremy. The van driver started driving across all lanes of the highway, and this is when Jeremy contacted the police, assuming the van driver was triangle triggered. The van driver continued to block every passing attempt Jeremy made, recklessly brake checking him. Jeremy backed off and continued to Columbus with the perpetrator in sight. He hoped the police would eventually appear to handle the problem, but he never saw a single cop car. Mike was heading to the gym one morning when two turkeys started to cross the road. Suddenly, they changed their minds and started charging Mike's Tesla. Uh-oh, this isn't the first time we've seen turkeys attacking Teslas. Shh, don't make them angry. The turkeys never actually touched the car, filling Mike with Thanksgiving, but they sure seemed upset to have to share the road with Mike. We all remember Tyler's brand new Model 3 Performance that was obliterated by a gang of turkeys in Rhode Island. Of course, what actually upset them was seeing their own reflection in the car's shiny paint. Who wouldn't want to fight themselves if presented with the opportunity? As Tyler said at the time, Thanksgiving is going to be all the more satisfying this year. Mo was driving home on I-45 one rainy evening when he witnessed what he described as a very scary moment. A Honda Civic lost control and spun out, sending debris flying across the lane. Like most of our submitters, Mo's first instinct was to stop and see if the driver needed help. He immediately activated his hazard lights and pulled over safely before running to the vehicle. Thankfully, the driver in this one-vehicle collision was unhurt. Mo called 911 and first responders arrived and checked out the Civic driver. In the end, the police were able to give her a ride home, and Mo was grateful he'd been in the right place at the right time to help. Kafeda was driving down a highway when a Toyota Tacoma came up behind him. The Toyota driver cut across multiple lanes to reach the carpool lane, then took to the left shoulder to pass a vehicle almost as if he was being chased. Eventually, the pickup collided with the median barrier before ricocheting across the entire highway and getting high-centered on the barrier on the other side of the overpass. Kafeda saved the video and continued home. After reviewing the footage, he contacted the California Highway Patrol to see if they wanted a copy of it. They told him they did and took his information, but then they told him that next time he needs to call immediately or not bother calling at all. Is that seriously the CHP's policy regarding video evidence? Surely the evidence is just as relevant an hour after the fact as it is at the time the incident occurs, right? Let us know what you think down in the comments. David was driving his Model Y in Huntsville, Alabama, when another driver traveling way too fast crashed into another vehicle. The car that had been hit slid across the entire road as parts went flying all over the place. Several drivers stopped to help, and David called the police and offered them a copy of his Teslacam footage. Now, we have to imagine that even if David had waited to call the police until he'd gotten home an hour later, they still would have wanted the video evidence, right? After all, in the event this speeding driver lies about what happened, this may be the only evidence showing the police the truth. Speaking of speeding, that driver really should have gone to the track to push his car to its limits. That's exactly what happened in our next video. Hold on, I recognize this track. Oh no, Wham Baam is back on the racetrack. We all remember what happened last time, right? Check out this video he captured last year. As he was halfway through a corner, his Model Y lost traction and spun out, causing some nasty damage to a wheel. This time, Max went back to the track in his new Model 3 Performance, but not until after he put some Wham Baam decals on it. On this particular day, the track was offering laps with a racing instructor, so Max went ahead and took the offer to see if that would help him do better than last year. Well, do you think it helped? Different day, different car, different corner, but still the same driver. Yep, Max spun out again in a maneuver eerily similar to his previous fail. This time there was no damage to the car, aside from a few scratches to the rim, but the same can't be said for Max's pride. He's still trying to figure out what went wrong. He'd been driving for 15 minutes, his tires were warm, and he'd been accelerating steadily through the corner. What did the instructor tell him? Actually, he was baffled too. He did theorize that Max might have turned too wide into the corner and hit a patch of rubber left behind during a previous drift event. Even so, that shouldn't have caused a spin. Take a look at this side-by-side comparison. YouTube racing experts, let us know your theories down in the comments. Here's another fun discovery that Max made. If you save a Teslacam video while in track mode, your Tesla will delete all your track mode data. This means he wasn't able to analyze the data from this session. Brian was driving on US 1 just outside of Sanford, North Carolina when he began passing a line of vehicles. All of a sudden, he noticed a white SUV was driving with 2 wheels on the shoulder. Brian suspects the driver was asleep, distracted, or impaired. Suddenly, the SUV driver woke up or panicked or something, prompting them to speed up next to a cement mixing truck on the shoulder before cutting it off to re-enter the highway. None of the drivers involved stopped, and neither did Brian. It doesn't look like anyone was injured or any vehicles were damaged, but wow, that was a close one. Neo was merging onto a highway when a driver ahead of him had some trouble and started driving on the shoulder, still indicating an intention to merge onto the highway. What could possibly go wrong here? Well, I'm not sure what I was expecting. As traffic backed up, the driver of a dump truck wasn't paying attention and rear-ended the car in front of him, causing a 3-vehicle collision. We're left wondering if the driver who'd been hesitant to merge onto the highway played any role in this collision. Roxor was about to back into an empty parking spot at a local supermarket. While backing up, a passenger in the car next to the spot opened her door, resulting in a collision. The older couple blamed Roxor for the collision as they'd already been parked when he struck their vehicle's open door. They ended up calling the police to determine who was at fault. When police arrived, Roxor showed them his Teslacam video. That was all they needed to determine that the couple was responsible, even as they continued to argue with the cops. Roxor told us the couple was fined the Czech equivalent of $9 and they eventually admitted the collision was their fault. Roxor made an insurance claim, and he's now waiting for his Tesla to be repaired. Edwin was sitting at a red light when the driver of the truck behind him tried to squeeze past him and into the turn lane. There wasn't enough room even after Edwin tried to pull forward. The pickup driver decided to go for it anyway before striking Edwin's Tesla Model S. Edwin followed the pickup into the left turn lane, assuming the driver would pull over after the light turned green, but he just kept going. When Edwin began flashing his lights and honking his horn, the pickup driver either didn't notice or he purposely ignored him. Eventually, both drivers pulled up to a red light where Edwin was able to get next to the pickup. The driver put down his window when Edwin signaled that he wanted to talk to him. Edwin told the pickup driver he'd hit him and that they needed to stop and exchange information. He told us the pickup driver seemed surprised, but he agreed to pull over. When they stopped in a parking lot and assessed the damage to both vehicles, the pickup driver told Edwin he thought he'd hit the curb, not Edwin's Tesla. When they called the police to get a report, officers arrived 10 minutes later and the pickup driver admitted the collision was his fault. Edwin and the pickup driver shook hands and parted ways. When Edwin filed an insurance claim, he discovered that the pickup driver had already begun the claim process and admitted fault in the collision. This emitter was pulling out of a parking lot when he ended up behind a Model Y with some serious aerodynamic upgrades. Maybe these modifications would have helped Max on track day. Our submitter didn't have much time to inspect the Model Y before he felt an impact from the side. The driver of the Toyota next to him sideswiped his car. After both drivers stopped, the Toyota driver explained to our submitter that she hadn't seen him. Even so, she accepted responsibility for the collision. The drivers exchanged insurance information before moving on. As the light at the intersection ahead turned yellow, he proceeded straight across. The driver of a white minivan on the right ran their red light, completely blocking Brian's lane. Thankfully, an opposing lane was empty and Brian made a split-second decision to turn there rather than T-boning the minivan. If not for Brian's quick reflexes, this could have ended in disaster. He told us he gained some experience, and maybe some PTSD, from his earlier encounter with an Audi driver. What he's referring to was his submission to our second channel, Wham Baam Dashcam, where we feature videos from aftermarket dashcams installed in non-Teslas. Not only did the Audi driver fail to yield to traffic already on the road, she also turned into the far lane. I don't know about the laws in Ontario, but where I'm from, you can't do that unless there are multiple turning lanes. Either way, the collision was definitely her fault. Both drivers stopped to exchange information. Brian told us that when the Audi driver reported the collision, she claimed that he had rear-ended her. If you haven't seen that Wham Baam Dashcam episode yet, you definitely should go check it out. If you're a Wham Baam fan, be sure to subscribe to that channel too.